You know you like me because you finna slide in my DMs anyway. So why you trying to come up under my comments arguing talking about that's why you women, you want this woman. And you know you do. And it's okay, babe.
Be like, it's okay.
It's okay, but just say something. Because you're not going to get what you want, being this ain't for third grade where you pinch me because you like me. No.
And run off.
Be a man. Stop arguing with what you know you want. That's y'all problem.
And then,
everybody backed up and need to get a nut off. That's really what it is at this point. You ain't nobody rubbed your booty in a minute. Ain't nobody got on their knees. Ain't nobody got their knees darkened a little bit, and you're frustrated. I've been frustrated too. My kitty done throbbed a few times and I ain't had nobody to come scratch my itch. I can admit that. I'm not in that season now. I got a little rose. But just say you want somebody to get your noodle wet. Just say you want somebody to scratch your cat. And we can squash all of this.
Well, darling, there's only one God. Darling, there's only...
Welcome to the Dirty Bag Podcast. Welcome back for another edition of Midweek Cookie Crumble. I got a treat for y'all today. I've talked so many times about how I'm a St. Louis girl. St. Louis raised me. St. Louis this, St. Louis that. You know, turn up, St. Louis. Ain't nobody fucking with my hometown. And I mean it. But today I got a St. Louis girl in the building. So we got Jay.
Hey. Cause again, she knew what she was gonna get when she asked me to come in her part of where she knew what she was gonna get.
She drove 10 hours, y'all, from St. Louis to Dallas.
Lord.
And we ain't seen each other since like the Ferguson days.
Lord.
We talking protest days.
Man.
So she is an author, podcaster, really just a black woman that bangs for black women. And she is here in the studio, and she brought me some red hot riplet, y'all.
Yes.
And gooey butter cookies from St. Louis. If you know, you know. Jay, what's going on?
Man, you got it. It's your world. I'm just in it, man. I'm just in it.
It's the world of black women around
Girl,
here.
trying to do what? Look. Love black women unapologetically and believe them until otherwise spoken. That's all I have to say about that one. Until otherwise spoken.
Come on. But what's been I feel like a lot's changed.
Ma'am. So much has changed. But as my good sister, Cookie said, I have not seen her since Ferguson. And that there is amazing. It is still crazy to realize that some of the people in my world I would not have met unless somebody would have died. That is trauma. That is very that's even still heartbreaking to even still kind of digest, especially with people who have made clout.
Come on,
off of the happenings. I will say this: I was not as involved as I needed to have been for that. But
Chris.
I'm just gonna say it's people who have made careers off this incident, and some people have been proven to not have been as involved as they said they would have had. I will say for me, I was not as forefront as I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I remember my husband at the time told me, he said, quote, "I don't have bail for what you might do." He said, "I don't have the bail for what you might do," and I have to respect that. Because I was angry. I was out there. I was like, but I also have children. So the things I wanted to do, I couldn't do because
you put your family
I
first.
Have children.
And you know what? Looking back on it, I said this in the episode before that I turned into a horrible mother during that time because I was so focused on standing up for black men and black people that I forgot that my black son needed me. And that's one of the things that I have to live with. I mean, he was 12 at the time, but I definitely look back on that like you were not the best mom because there were times where he really needed you because obviously he's a black boy in predominantly white schools,
right? Watching
all this play out, driving with his mom to Ferguson every weekend and then coming back to Kansas where we lived at the time. So I know what he was. I can imagine what he was going through at school.
Right.
And I wasn't the best support system to him. It was just like, I'm dropping you off at your grandma, your auntie's house. I got to get out in these streets. So I have a lot of regrets from that time, which makes me really pause when things happen now. Like, what happens when you throw yourself into that world.
Exactly.
And you're not making sure you've taken care of home first.
Exactly. And the thing that is so crazy that I don't think a whole lot of people really understand is everybody was mad. Everybody was upset. I didn't feel like I did enough of anything. And that's really where the writing and social criticism really began to kick up for me. Because I'm like, okay, if I can't go out, if I can't support, if I can't do this, I'm going to put this pen on it.
Oh, we need the pen.
I'm going to put this pen on it.
We need a pen.
Because the one thing I kept doing, especially on social media, is what did James Baldwin said, And I found this quote recently, which is an anchor for me. He said, "Black people need witnesses in a world that thinks everything is white."
Ooh, come on.
That is not a Jayism. James Arthur Baldwin said, "Black people need witnesses in a world that thinks everything is white."
Let's go.
And the fact of the matter is, it's always going to take, the agitation of the artist, the agitation of the moms who are like, "Look, you ain't gonna do my son like this. You're not gonna do my daughter like this."
Come on.
We saw what he did. And I remember going toe to toe with my husband at the time, who's actually from Beaumont, right? Who's actually from Beaumont, Texas. And I remember him saying to me that, it's not based about race. I'm like, look, I done been here my whole life.
Right.
I done been here my whole life. These cops have been like this my whole life. But we're not gonna rehash trauma for the sake of clout right now. Not. But the one thing I am going to say is, we, as one of my favorite spoken word artists, Sonny Patterson, said, not always have we suffered from amnesia. Because we see you. We see you and we see it.
Right. And you know what? And I want to go back to something real quick. Look, we're going to just get into it. You said your husband at the time. Mm-hmm. So what you saying, sis?
I'm saying that it is, what did George Bernard Shaw say? Let us avoid one another without seeming to do so.
Break that down.
Let us avoid one another without seeming to do so.
Okay.
Because at this point, your girl is unattached. No, she's unattached.
You single?
Yes, as a dollar bill. Yes, ma'am.
Look, you got to ask. This levels of single now. So
it is.
You have to ask what level of single are we talking?
The level of single is I am not attached, not currently dating. And nobody is sliding in my DMs. You have to add that too. You have to add. Yeah, I'm not talking to anybody.
Who's in your DMs?
Right, not talking to anybody. Just right now, just me and my kids, because I'm a lot. I'm a lot.
Are you really a lot, or are you just yourself, and it's a lot for somebody that can't rise to the occasion?
It is a
what
lot.
Is a lot?
It is a lot for men who don't have the capacity for you and think that can I be myself? See, can I just be? It's a lot of people who think that dick and money can keep you. If I just blow her back out, that's just gonna be that. I gotta know I've never been that kind of woman.
In a marriage, though,
girl. Look,
come on, because you see these online debates as a woman that's been married.
Oh man, like the
speaking to the mic, sis, and go ahead and speak to it
with the list.
It was fake, though.
Oh Lord,
it was fake.
Was it?
Yes, people been getting mad about a fake list.
I can't do it, Jesus.
We're in the world of content now. Everything is content, so people figured out y'all gonna be mad about XYZ anyways. I might as well get some views off of it.
Clicks, clout, streams. How many people can you outrage? Outrage for I get all that.
I can't stand it.
I mean, but at the same time, it starts these as I like to call them, these guttural conversations. Like, okay, these are things that we talk about at the beauty shop, that the fellas talk about in barbershops. Like, these things happen. My thing is this. I'm gonna say this in my Jackie Robinson era, which is 42, right? I was taught. Now, again, it's not every woman. I was taught that if who invites pays.
That makes sense to me.
If I say, hey, we should go kick it, that means I'm gonna take care of it. But I also had the kind of daddy that was like, well, a man should be asking you out, but you don't leave the house with no money, because men will come out of bag on you.
Okay.
But I was taught that the first date should be something that y'all like to do. You vibe. I might not even like you enough to go to Cheesecake Factory.
I don't even like you enough to come outside.
Right.
First off.
Right. First.
I don't even like you.
Right. I mean, we might just go see a movie at 3:00, and I can go home. I might not like you enough by the end of the movie to be like, oh, let's do this again. You know what I'm saying? Because now in this new era of dating, child, I
ghetto.
A girl, not even that. It is. I told a girlfriend mine. I said it is hog waller water. Hog waller water. So not for my not so country people, a waller is where the pigs is at, right? It's just dirt. It's just dirty water. It's just dirty water. And the last fella who call himself liking me, right, and trying to vibe, I'm like, okay, he took me out. We went to go see Air. He was very He was mannerable, open doors. I didn't pay for nothing. Okay, I liked it. He made one joke about sex that did not sit right in my spirit.
And you cut that shit off.
I did with a quickness. We had a 4-day text message argument. Now keep in mind, we the same age.
Who the hell arguing?
He did.
For 4 days.
Look, clearly I don't, because I was like, look, I would rather talk to you about this. I'm like, if you say, I want to date you seriously, Jay, I really like your vibe. Okay, but I'm telling you that this disturbed my spirit, and I don't like it. And I'm old enough now that I block people. Like I will block you mid sentence. Because again, for those of us of the Apple board, when the thought bubbles come up, when you get the dot, I block. I block because I don't have time for this. Right. I don't have time for this. Once I crossed over the threshold of 40, child. That's a whole different level of freedom.
It does.
It's a whole different level of freedom because at this point I said what I said. It's not just what what Niecy on Real Housewives of Atlanta said. I said what I said and meant it. And I said exactly what I said. But But at this stage in game, would I consider getting married again? Yes,
you would.
But it would have to be somebody who I don't have to shrink for, because I'm through shrinking, because clearly I was too much for one and not enough for the other. So I'm not finna do it. I'm just not finna do it anymore.
But because people make fun of like Tia. When I make fun, they're like, obviously she's divorced. She needs to be healing. She's clearly not over it because she's posting herself all the time, which she was doing before. But they're like, well, you should have stayed with your husband. So as somebody that's also in her 40s that's divorced, what are your thoughts when somebody makes the comment that, well, you should have stayed with your husband? And if you're going to be talking about how ghetto dating is, like the alternative is you shouldn't have left your man.
My retort is, why are you in my business?
Ooh.
That's really... Why are you in my business?
Okay.
Because at this stage in game, right? I said what I said that's the end of the conversation. And the thing that I don't like that I see again in this dating dishwater is it's always supposed to be black women just supposed to settle for any and everything.
Oh my God.
Like I'm not supposed to want nothing else from me.
Right.
Other than what you think I should have. Like, okay, Tia was with this man. We don't, now, again, us as the internet neighbors, we don't know everything that went on. We don't know
nothing.
But at the same time, we know that Tia had hit a point of, I can't do this no more. And she started living her life. Now, people don't like. I'm just because I'm on my sister podcast. Come on. People don't like when black women live their life, however that looks like for them.
Right.
They don't like when black women are big as far as this is what I do. This is what I'm on. This is what I'm building. People like black women to be small.
Yes.
Because if she's small, then she's controllable. Then I can do her like I want. If I can keep her in a state of brokenness, right, of trying to chase whatever it is that I want for her, right, she will never find out how dope she is.
Listen,
look, Dr. Nikki Giovanni, who is still at this point of recording, who is still alive, she said, if you find a woman that is not full of herself, she will be starving.
Oh,
and I refuse to be a starving woman. I refuse. No, I am going to heal up in front of my daughter, so that way they see, okay, mama had these mishaps, mama had this, but she didn't let it define her. And this is what I learned from that. This is what I gleaned from that. Mm-hmm. But I really believe that people have an issue when black women live.
Jada Pinkett. However y'all feel, I can't help it.
I mean, at this point, I think the thing with Jada is, again, people expect and have expected and have seen black women just curl up and just, we internalize everything.
Which she did at first.
Right. So, I'm a eat, I'm a work, I'm a do everything but confront what's going on. So the fact that she is out here telling it now, look, I've decided there's just certain things I'm just have to die with.
Right.
I've decided that there are certain things also that I tell my daughters outside of earshot, like, look, this is how you move. This is how you need to do this. Okay, you saw me slip here, don't you slip here. So there are certain things that you pass on, but I think that goes to family structure and family culture. What I think what we see with Jada is, because I'm gonna say this and be controversial again, because people like Will more than her,
right?
People automatically go to defend Will. Well, look how she's doing him. Look how sad he is. Forgetting the fact that Jada's whole parents were addicts. Jada started selling drugs.
Right.
Jada had a whole life before she even got on a different world.
She did.
People forget that she is a 50-some-odd-year-old black woman raising black children in the public, married to a very successful black man. But here we go, right? But she had to shrink to let him have his career.
Because most people want black women to shrink.
Yep.
And I'm confused at how folks are missing this point, because when she talks about it and he agrees,
right?
But y'all still, it's because y'all don't want to get it. And this is the expectation, is that for black women to shrink, and because we're not shrinking anymore, it's you're an embarrassment, you're emasculating. This is why you're single. It's always when we do what we want to do,
right?
Or that's why y'all single mama. It's always crazy that black women can't just be
right. And I go back to, I go back to Bell Hooks. Bell Hooks said it's not that they don't see your power, they see it and don't want it to exist. And when I first heard that quote, I'm like, bars. So I burn my notebook because the goal of everything is here. And I have to and even with the conversation about Jada and Tia, and even the things that we've experienced, the expectations that black women can only be so big. She can only have one college degree. She can't have a degree and a business. She can't have kids and be in media. She can't write books, raise her kids, and we do not get the privilege of and. It's always or.
Yeah.
It's always or. She can only do this or. We never get the benefit of and. And you see now with us as these new aunties and new mamas that we fight for that and. Yes. We fight for that and.
We do.
Like when even going back to my ex-husband, who is currently in San Antonio.
That's the way you said it.
I mean,
you're not happy about it.
I mean, like,
it's a new move.
I mean, my best friend found out he had a baby on Twitter.
Woo! Wait, no. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
Pause.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And you already know what. Yes,
ma'am.
She was on the Twitter. She was on the Twitter, and she was following him at the time. She said, "Jay, are you aware that he had a baby?"
How did she find? Wait. Oh, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yep.
How did she?
No, look. I don't know how, but I don't know how she was able to follow him as long as she did. But she found out.
This was during the marriage.
I don't know. But when I last heard of this child, the child was about 5 months old. So I haven't seen him in about 4 years. So the baby should be about 2.5, 3. But when we were together, and I told him that I wanted to stop pursuing nursing to do writing, that was cool, right? He spoke today. He's like, "Oh, babe, you can eat with an English degree. I don't know why anybody would tell you that."
Mm-hmm.
Now that it was real cute. Here I go in the box, right? Okay, you're writing. That's awesome. But then when he found out that I was actually good at this, like this pen is what I do, right? You have people asking me to, do resumes, do this. And even when I was asked to be a part of the Awakenings Project, can you do that? So when these doors started opening, I remember when I did my first book signing for my novel Ruby, that is on Amazon and Kindle. Again, RUBY.
Plug it again.
The novel is Ruby, RUBY, on Amazon and Kindle. The premise of it is, imagine you being married to someone and finding out that you were never really the one he wanted. It's fire. It's fire. It's fire.
Art imitating life,
girl.
Like a mug.
Girl. I mean, the ideas be coming, girl. The ideas be coming.
Jesus.
But I remember him telling me that, he wouldn't come to my very first book signing because he didn't want to be there all day.
What?
Like, that's what he said. He's like, I don't want to be there all day. So
you resonate with knowing signs.
Uh-huh.
Is it safe to say?
Yep.
You know when something ain't stirring right in the Kool-Aid.
Right. And I'm also aware enough that I have reached a level, and I think you have too, Sid. I've reached a level of wisdom in my life that I stopped trying to fight to hold on to people.
That's probably the most uncomfortable thing that I've experienced in my life. It's been this past year. It hurts.
Just to be like, you know what? I've told you what I want, told you what I need, told you that these things hurt me, told you what I need to be in this.
Right.
And you refuse to give it to me. So what am I? Now here you go, right? Again. So it's expected that black women don't get anything else but scraps. Now, see, I really wish that a class of black men would just go ahead and say that we are mad that you won't be white. That that I'm mad that what I've seen white men do, superimpose whiteness on the whole world, and the whole world change. Why don't that work for black women? And it does not work for us because we were in the same chattel slavery as you. I am black and woman. So when I go out in the world, I'm an N-word B on top of anything else. I'm a uppity black to certain white women. When I won't shrink, you won't let me touch your hair. Or my favorite is, well, you're just kind of standoffish because I'm quiet doing my work.
Come on,
like I can't just exist without it being a problem. So again, as I told him one time, I said I don't want to fight the world. I have to come home and fight you too. So we gonna have to come to some kind of agreement. So my thing is, as it relates to, again, all this that is in this cauldron in current culture of just being black and woman. Black women fight. We fight for the and. We fight for the end. We do. Like, why is it? As I love to say on my side, in it all the time, and Cookie can attest to this. The better question is, why is it that it is more comfortable, more palatable for me to be small than for you to grow to meet me where I am?
Come on.
Because if you have to grow, that means you got to change. I don't. And people are used to black women acquiescing, giving up space, apologizing, just being less so you can be comfortable. And we not doing that no more. And now, but that's why you're going to die alone. Everybody do. Everybody do.
If we get together and we're life partners and you die first, where does that leave me?
Right. You can't touch this ain't the old times where you have to close their eyes and put coins on their eyes to make sure they don't nobody grab you while they go. No, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. We both know that.
This is not right. This is not the Disney level This is not Disney Hercules. We're not finna do that. I'm not finna go to the river Styx for you because you won't man. I'm not because the river Styx. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I told my mom. I said I didn't got mean now because I've become very cognizant of my time. One of my good girlfriends is her name is Maria. Maria's a photographer in Richmond, Virginia. Bohemian Visions. Shouts to Marie, and who's currently booking clients. Yay! Turn up. Black female boudoir photographer. Yay! Turn up for sis.
Yes.
And she and I talked about this all the time. She said that when she crossed over 40, she became very aware of time. 5 years at 20 is not the same 5 years at 40. And it feels very mean. It feels very horrible to admit that. Because if you 20, turn 25, okay, girl, I'm not even hit 30. I got time to mess up. And then when you hit 40, and I'm 42, right?
I'm 41.
So in 8 years I'm gonna be 50. I don't have whatever confusion you own, sir.
You don't have it.
I don't have it. I don't have the time. I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the energy. I don't have the fucks to give. I don't have it. If I'm not building nobody else's son. I'm not raising nobody else's son. I'm not doing it. And then the thing that I find, because again, much like my sister Cookie who stands in her power, what I run up on is this: why you gotta be so mean? You can't get nobody a shot. It's not about that, sir.
Who said you were entitled to the shot? I'm confused. You don't want every woman. Y'all are very picky about what you want. You are visual creatures.
You want a controllable woman.
We mean. And the thing is, black women give out their numbers for safety. The fact that we will go ahead and give in to something that we know we don't desire, you ain't doing nothing. Nothing about the initial 2 minutes is intriguing to us to continue this on in any form, but we want to get home safe.
Right.
So we give it to you. So we're put in situations where we are concerned with our safety. We give in to be safe. And I don't think y'all want to acknowledge that shit. But it's a real thing. Mm-hmm. And you're right. When you hit 40 plus, there is a shift.
Man.
I tell you, my first summer here, I was 38? So I was still, having me a little ball. 39, I was having a little ball, having fun. But then something within a year, it was like, I see what type of time y'all on. I don't hate you, but I have to be cognizant of my time and what energy I'm giving out.
Exactly.
And what I want for myself. But what I don't want is to play with somebody's son. Now, yes, I did that in my 30s. I made a lot of mistakes.
Right.
So it ain't like we saying that we above anything. But baby, I've had recess. I've climbed on the monkey bars. I've slid down the big slide.
Right.
I got the burns on my ass.
I have swung on the swing backward and up high and jumped off.
Listen.
I didn't did all of that.
We've done all of that.
I've done all that.
And it's like now, but I do want to ask you one question though.
What's up?
How had being in an interracial marriage shaped, or did it shape how you moved and how you view time and some of your unique experiences? Is there anything about that that's also contributed to how you are with men now?
I think that being married to their father gave me a unique perspective, especially as it relates to marrying a man who you saw so much potential in, and because I am a nurturing, loving person. I'm like, okay, I see your potential. Let me speak to it. Okay, I see what you're trying to do. Let me help you. And then the perspective that I have with, especially with interracial dating, is whomever it is who happens to be a non-black man that you decide to be with, he has to understand that you will be black wherever you are. You will be, and whatever child you have will be black. I know the conversation is trying to shift now where, they're black and biracial, but miscegenation still exists, which means that the child will go to the lower sociological standard or designation of the lower sociological parent. So my daughters will always be seen as black because their mother is black. And the fact that I had to, I remember telling their father when I was pregnant with my oldest, who is now 16, I told him, I said, I need you to understand something. He said, what? I said, whatever child we have will always be seen as black. And I need you to understand. And I think that he didn't truly understand that until, because it was even, and the girls are aware of this, that, his grandfather didn't even want to even know my oldest, like to the point that he was like, well, I can't accept that. Even his father was like, well, I don't know if I can accept having a biracial grandchild. And the thing, and again, I can look back at this from 42 and tell that 27-year-old girl and young woman and say, the fact that he didn't stand up for your babies, this is a red flag.
Oh,
the fact that he didn't put them in check. The moment that they said this off the wall ass shit, that is your red flag. This is a man who cannot protect you or your children. You gonna have to. The hardest thing I had to do, especially when Ferguson happened, was on top of telling my then black husband that, look, no, this is totally racially motivated. So I had to literally remind him that St. Louis is incredibly racist. The cops there consistently trip.
Right.
Consistently trip. To the fact that I knew that it, I'm just gonna be real, because I told my mother this. I said, I understand why God didn't give me sons by him, because I would have two black boys with a father who couldn't help. Come on, man. I would have
a white husband that can't protect his black sons. Whoo!
I would have had to navigate that on top of everything else. So the thing that I saw and still see as I date is, especially if you date interracial as a black woman, and the thing that be so wild, right? Because sometimes you'll run across really nice looking, non-black men. The first thing in your mind, am I fetish?
Can we talk about that?
Am I fetish? Are you dating me to make your mama mad?
Ooh,
are you dating me to get back at your Pete?
Questions and answers.
I mean, I don't like, and just because we here, if you like me, don't try to put on a black scent. Don't do that. Just be yourself. Here, just be a white man. Just be yourself. If you like country music and baseball, that's fine.
If you like raisins in your potato salad, that's fine. I'm not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? But I will always buy you raisins, babe, because if that's what you want in your potato. I'm not putting it in there, but the raisins in the raisins in the cab. You can go get the raisins. But that be the thing. The one thing that I told him was, you will have to protect them like I would. And there was a situation that happened with the girls that my oldest told me about, because his new wife is white. Yes. Jesus Christ. Went back to some yogurt.
I mean, that's what he wanted. I mean, he had he told
How you go from Nubian?
He told, look, my best friend said, look, my best friend, he went from sugar to shit. Didn't I'm like, that's what he wanted. That's what he ain't got nothing to do with me. But at the same time, what was relayed to me again, and co-parenting is a whole other beast. But my oldest came to me and told me, saying that, you know, Mom, you know, I kind of got into it with you know, Dad's wife, and she said that, quote, I could call the police on you for threatening my son.
Baby, you better be lying to me.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. So what I did was I texted their father. I said, look,
the babies are in the studio and they're co-signing the story.
I asked him. I texted him because again he says I'm intimidating, which
stop saying that about black women, y'all. Quit calling us intimidating. You're intimidated.
So that just means that you can't run me. That's how I hear that. You can't run me.
When white men cannot run you in the workplace, probably same thing in relationships. Then, huh?
What in corporate America they go. You don't. What is the phrase? You're not a team player.
You don't blend in with culture.
Right. You're not.
You don't blend in with culture.
You're not a part of our culture.
She said. What to them babies?
She said that she told the oldest that because again my daughter's in there. I'm gonna give a little piece of it, but you know, again, they're all siblings. I have 2. She has the other 2. She has the boys, right? So they were in the car. The oldest is watching them, and everything is happening, and she yelled at him like, "Hey, sit down!" You know. So he felt some type of way, and he told my oldest that, you know, I don't have to listen to you. You're number 2. I don't even know what that means. So my oldest talks to his wife and says,
"What the hell?"
Right. And so my oldest talks to his wife and is like, "Oh, you know, I apologize for yelling. Maybe I shouldn't do that." But she was joking. She said, "Well, you know, at least I didn't kill him." So she felt some type of way. Now here we go. Right here we go. Now because his wife has an issue with me. So now, with the cultural climate we are in,
okay,
you as a white woman threatened to call the police on a black child. Now here we go back to interracial dating. Now if you is whatever the makeup of the relationship is, you can't do that to black children. You can't do that. You can't threaten that. You can't joke that. You can't play about that, because I get real ugly behind that. So when I confronted him, because again, you daddy, right? So when I come to you with it, he didn't even answer me. He even dignified it with a response. So, and going back to, you know, again, dating, seeing people, especially co-parenting, my children are black wherever they go. So the fact that your wife was able to do it, that lets me know, again, I was right. I told his mother.
Fetish. I'm sorry.
This the killer part though. He grew up in East St. Louis. The only white dude I've ever met who know how to cut hair and use Murray's, like slap, warm up.
White boys that can cut hair be getting us. That was the first white boy I ever tried. He was a barber that cut all the Negroes' hair.
Yes.
Hey, Tony.
Right, but I mean, he was mechanically inclined. He was compassionate. I mean, there was a reason why we were together.
Man, they be knowing how to get us.
I was like,
always be the ones with the clippers.
Oh, man, but I was just like
sick of y'all.
But
Adams.
But at the same time, what you've proven is now that we are in this leg of parenting and co-parenting, you ain't got the thrusters to get them where they have to go.
You can't do it.
Because the thing that took me that made me almost call my mama for bail is my oldest says that this was said to her with him in the room.
He watched a white woman, but
he, as a white man, he watched his white wife tell his biracial child if you didn't know, you would think that my children were at least not black. So you watched your white wife do this to your black daughter, and you said nothing. And when I come to you and like, hey, you know what the fuck is going on with this? You say nothing. So you have no respect for anything. But when we used to have really bad arguments, he used to say to me, "Well, Jay, you know I'm their father." I said, "What that mean?"
Pause for a minute, because you see all these battles on social media about you are somebody that was married and dealt with this. People talk about baby mamas and things like that, disrespecting the father and not and acting bitter. But in this situation, it's a father not doing what he needs to do as a man. So speak to that, because don't nobody want to acknowledge that that's a thing, that sometimes y'all drop the ball as fathers, whether you're a husband or a baby daddy.
The one thing and it was a whole thing on shouts to the shoulder roll, the only Cookie can do. But I did a whole on TikTok, WhatJayeSaid 2.0 on TikTok.
Come on.
And I did a whole playlist about married single mothers. Basically,
speak to it.
So again, we married, we together, we have children, and only the mama is doing the heavy lifting of that. Doctor's appointments, keeping everybody together, and damn near raising you. So the thing that gets me about these conversations is I've always thought that there for the 100% of women who have children, right? I've always thought that at least 15% of them are bitter, right? Because again, as much as I love
you were a wife,
right? As much as I love us, sometimes we as black women, we take our trauma out on the world rather than like, look, what is wrong with me? How can I get this together? How can I pull me back from the brink?
Okay.
And then for this remaining 85%, some of us don't want to get married. For the 85%, let's just say 45% don't want to get married, got divorced, whatever. And then the other 40% are married. Now, from my experience, because I've been on all sides of this coin, the thing that I wanted my husbands to do is give a fuck. Like I'm working just as hard as you. I come home with these kids just like you. And matter of fact, I had them. So I did just a little bit more work than you. So all I'm saying is we are asking you to be responsible. Like if I come home from work, don't ask me what we finna cook. You've been here you've been here all day. Why I gotta come home? Why do I have to come? In sociology, they call it second shifting. So why do I have to come home and work some more? And the thing that I want to speak to, again, with this married single mother argument, you have women who literally are out here doing everything with somebody at home. Now, see, because I'm cut different, I'm only going to ask you so many times to help me before I'm like, fuck it, I'm not asking you nothing else. Right. I don't come from a line of women who do Chicken Little. Like, oh my God, the sky can fall for one day, bitch. And then on Tuesday, you have a plan. You need to be able to do what you need to do. And the thing that gets on my nerves about these conversations is it's never the man's fault. Well, she just was tripping. She was bitter. What did you do, sir? Nothing. That was probably it. You
didn't do shit.
You didn't do nothing. So you like even with what Cookie has shared on social media about her raising her son and going to school and making the money to get something out of. So clearly what was going on in your world was I didn't ask you to do all. I'm not asking you shit else.
But let me speak on that real quick. And I spoke about it before, but I think typically I do it on solo episodes. I had my son at 19. I was engaged. Okay. And people throw out the term narcissist. No, I was with somebody that was clinically diagnosed. I didn't know till I had a 6-week-old. His mother finally shared that information with me.
Girl.
This is my thing. When you mamas be knowing,
come on,
y'all be knowing what type of sons y'all are raising.
Come on.
And the fact that she knew me since I was a junior in high school, coming to her house when I was just his girlfriend and all of that.
Come on.
You waited till I had a 6-month-old. You paid for the abortion that I had before I got pregnant with him. Let's just go ahead and talk about that.
We're going to be free. We're going to be
trapped. He and I had not one, we had 2.
Girl.
I didn't get to go to my senior homecoming because I was at home recovering, and senior prom, I was in our hotel room after prom recovering. Men trap women. And this dude did it before I left for college. He had a mission for me. He wasn't going to stop till he got what he wanted. And after the second one, it's like, I can't, I got pregnant on birth control at that. On a pill. So, but to find out that I was dealing with somebody that was diagnosed at like 14.
Girl.
Y'all say narcissist. When you've dealt with one that's clinically diagnosed, that's a different type of life experience.
It is.
So when it was time for him to be held accountable, I was everything wrong in the book. Even though I was the one that had the job, I was the one that had the apartment. So we don't speak to stuff like that. Y'all demonize women and thinking they're bitter, but sometimes you contribute to the bitterness. And don't say picking the wrong dudes. If we're about community,
right,
the same way we got to talk to black women, you as a man got to talk to other black men. I don't know how y'all run away from the responsibility of the impact you have on other black boys.
Come on.
But you got to get on that. You can't sit and say you pick wrong. That's part of your species. So what you doing, cuz?
That be the
Why are you not
part.
doing your part as a man to make better men so we don't pick a wrong choice? And that's where y'all have me like, okay, so you about yourself and you don't care about the black community, because you wouldn't be saying that. You would be in the trenches doing what you got to do to prevent more of those.
And then even in taking a piece of what you said, sis, these mamas be knowing, but they dress it up. And then the thing that you hear most often is, oh, he needs a woman like you.
I bet, because you didn't do your job, so you want me to step in and clean it up for you.
So, and then
girl, if you don't get your goofy ass on with your big forehead ass, talking about myself.
But even in that sense, let's bust the rest of that bag open, because you have women who, again, I see the potential in you. I see what you try to do. I believe in you. So the thing is, what some of these dudes don't understand is when a woman want to ride with you, and she want to be with you,
okay,
she gonna put up with shit she would not put up with off anybody else, because she has a vision of what it is she trying to do and what you told her she could have.
Ooh.
So now, okay, if I'm bae, if I'm wife and all this other shit, the thing I'm big on now is, you got to give me room to move. I know I do wife level shit, which is why I can't do anything low level of service. I know how I move.
Right.
I know that anything you give to me, I'm gonna multiply. And I also know if I know at this point in my life that if you fumble me, you wanted to lose.
Pause. No, let that breathe. If you fumble me,
you wanted to lose.
If you fumble me, you wanted to lose. That's a quote.
You wanted to lose.
You wanted to lose, because how could you not see the benefit? I think that's another thing, like with all these arguments online. And at this point, I think these arguments come from folks just being backed up at home and not getting who they want. Nobody that's getting the person they want and that's getting the bag that they want are having these arguments because you good. It's the people that are lacking. Some of us are cool being single. Some of y'all are not. And you won't just come out and admit that you are tired of going home alone. You're tired of sleeping alone at night. Right. So instead of addressing that, you get online and start arguing with motherfuckers that you should be shooting your shot at. Right. Cheesecake Factory, taco truck, Dollar Tree, wherever it is. Stop capping for social media. You want somebody, and there's nothing wrong with that. But stop playing in folks' face.
But it feels very much like fourth grade, and the boy that likes you, he gonna hit you rather than say I like you, because you have classes of men now, right, where it's cool to be mean to women and then be like, oh, she a bitch anyway. Now look,
because you knew you couldn't pull her.
That on top of if you had just acted right, because at this point we too old for this.
We're getting too old for this. You know you like me because you finna slide in my DMs anyway. So why you trying to come up under my comments arguing talking about that's why you women, you want this woman, and you know you do. And it's okay, babe.
Be like, it's okay.
It's okay, but just say something, because you're not going to get what you want, being this ain't for third grade where you pinch me because you like me. No.
And run off.
Be a man. Stop arguing with what you know you want. That's y'all problem.
And then
everybody backed up and need to get a nut off. That's really what it is at this point. You ain't nobody rubbed your booty in a minute. Ain't nobody got on their knees. Ain't nobody got their knees darkened a little bit, and you're frustrated. I've been frustrated too. My kitty done throbbed a few times and I ain't had nobody to come scratch my itch. I can admit that. I'm not in that season now. I got a little rose. But just say you want somebody to get your noodle wet. Just say you want somebody to scratch your cat, and we can squash all of this.
We can, but it's at this stage of the game, it's a whole ass power grab.
Hey,
because if I tell you that I like you, now I don't have power. But at the same time, y'all out here.
Power isn't vulnerability. I'm sorry.
Y'all out here caping for comments.
Oh,
but at the same time, well, you know, I just think you so pretty. But okay.
Act like it then. What are we doing? What are we doing?
What are we doing? I don't understand.
The love of your life just came across your profile, and instead of you being an adult, you decided to throw shade. Y'all be missing opportunities.
Y'all,
chances are if your whole soulmate, you following them right now, but because you don't want to swallow your pride, you want to have a damn pissing contest. Quit having pissing contests with folks. You should be pissing. Okay,
don't do that.
Right?
No.
Sorry, some folks like being peed on. I'm being mindful of everybody's fetish. You might like being peed on. I don't know. All I'm saying is, there is somebody that you like right now, but instead of you admitting I like you, you want to have a pissing contest and you want to argue. Y'all be liking motherfuckers. That's what it is.
But at the same time, sis,
Cheryl Williams.
They like
Cheryl Williams is the GOAT.
Anyways, right at the same time, they like to cap for their friends. Well, I'm not gonna pull her because what will my boys think? What
are you sleeping with your friends?
I mean, I'm asking. I mean, if you are,
some of y'all do. Some of y'all sleeping with y'all friends.
I mean, if you are,
every hoe, quotations, every hoe that I went to school with is married now. Every last hoe that I went to either high school or college with, no stone unturned. Every hoe that I went to college or high school with is wifed up. So y'all trying to have these arguments about that's why ain't nobody. First of all, we know that's a lie.
Right.
I think you need to just get to the point where you being yourself, you're going to attract what's meant for you. And if I think we all understood that, we wouldn't wouldn't mind other folks' missionary.
Right. Because
mind your missionary.
And it still goes.
Mind your back shot.
And it still goes back to.
Sorry, the kids.
And it still goes back to, why are you in my business?
Why are you in my vagina?
Why are you in my business? And the thing that
why are you in my vagina?
The thing that be so wild is the.
Say it. Come out and say it. We're telling the truth tonight. Come out and say it.
We
Just
are.
say it.
A lot of y'all have let this necromancy of Kevin Samuels rob y'all from being happy.
From the grave.
Because y'all really want some of these men want the power to be white. That's what you want.
Y'all want to be white so bad. Y'all be trying to act
white.
Y'all so damn white.
You want to be white men. You want to move and do like they do, and mad it don't work for you. Like it's never gonna work for you. The thing that's so wild is I've thought this since I was in high school. I really believe that no man will ask you a question he doesn't already know the answer to or does not anticipate an answer for. I refuse to believe that men are stupid. They can act stupid.
You have grace because now these niggas dumb as shit.
Nah. But at the same time, is it grace or is it observation? Because some of these dudes masquerade their ain't shitness with this. Well, I'm just the other girl let me do this. So let me do this with her. No, the thing that I find so wild is some of y'all will latch on to a man who died having a woman he had to pay for to keep him company. This is the gospel that y'all preaching. Don't date heavy women. Don't date nurses. Well, he died of a heart attack under a big girl.
Baby, so y'all love thick. I'm a strong 191 pounds. I'm gonna go ahead and put my weight out there. Texas thing gay. Listen, coming to Texas drinking Douce slushies and eating like these Cajun deviled eggs and stuffed turkey legs. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Texas put about 12 pounds. I ain't never had these thighs before in my life. I got the booty I always wanted, but it came with some other shit. But I'm just saying, y'all like them thick. Mm-hmm. You absolutely like them thick, and you are lying if you say different. You want to get put in a headlock with these thighs.
But they want to be flued out and stuck in the Dominican Republic. Child begging for cash apps on. Begging for cash apps. I mean, just. Let's just be 100.
Can we just go ahead and be 100?
Let's just
be 100.
Let's just be 100 because
we can be 100.
The thing that be taking me about these old silly ass conversations is
stupid ass conversations.
Just they are stupid because it goes back to some of y'all don't know how to approach women. Some of y'all don't really like women. Y'all just like having sex with women.
You like having sex with us, but you do not like
us. And you don't know what to do when a woman will not prioritize you as her primary source of attention. Some of y'all want mamas you can smash. That's really what y'all want. Woo! And then be mad when then okay, let me put like this. Now again, y'all know y'all love my sister Cookie. Y'all know what she on. Y'all know how she move, right? So there is no man who can come to her on some bullshit. There's
you
no man
used to could.
I mean, at this stage in game, be like, well, you know what, Cookie, I'm doing this. Okay, cool. I'm doing X, Y, Z. Well, you know, you doing a lot. Hold on, wait.
I ain't had sex in over a year, y'all. Let me tell y'all how this kitty's been lying. Now, my first summer in Dallas, I was outside. I had to go outside and taste it for myself. I was in a new city. I had a surplus. I did, but it got these babies are really in the studio. Listen. I was outside, but it got old really quick because I knew y'all wasn't talking about nothing,
right.
And I was still trying to heal. I was really trying to smash my way through hurt.
Come on.
I was trying to smash my way through being embarrassed. I was trying to smash my way through hurt. I thought that being in a new city, tasting, taste testing was going to make the pain go away. It did not. I had to sit with myself and be honest about my feelings and about what had happened to me. And not all of us want to do that. And what I learned was, half of y'all ain't talking about nothing. I don't need to do this. And the sex 90% of the time is mediocre anyways. So what are we doing? I'm just going to sit my ass down and create. I'm going to tell y'all young girls something that's going to watch this. Please understand, when you stop worrying about these dudes like that and you get in your bag, you get on your grind, whatever it is you got going on, doors will open for you. Just cutting out that toxicity will have so many opportunities come your way. When I put these dudes on the back burner, doors begin to open that have never opened for me. Because every time I've gotten my creative bag or I thought about doing something, I got involved with a dude that took me off track. Because I will not lie, I am one of those women that when I get with a dude or I like somebody, he gets all of my attention.
Exactly.
I have tunnel vision for him. That has always been my kryptonite. I can be confident in my career, making money, focused, and that right dude come along and I turn stupid as hell, which is why I never judge none of you young girls, because I've been you.
Right.
I have been there, so there's no judgment. People that judge y'all half the time, they trying to ignore their own skeletons in their closet.
Facts.
Let's be crystal damn clear, okay?
Facts.
They are. But because I've been there, I give y'all grace. But what I also want to say is, while y'all are still snatched in your 20s, you in your prime, you look good, you are gorgeous. The world is the earth is your turf.
Yep.
Please don't waste it all on a man. I'm not saying that you shouldn't find love, but when somebody is not making you a priority, sis, move on.
That's it.
Move on.
Block and delete is a ministry.
And that's for men as well. When you young and you in your prime, whatever it is you want to do, not what your parents told you to do, not what makes sense for you. Whatever your heart is speaking to you about, pursue that shit wholeheartedly and look at what happens and what doors open. I can assure you the opposite sex, if they do not have the right intentions, will take you so off track, and you will look up one day and you are in your 40s.
Yep.
And you look back like, how the hell did I let that shit happen?
And why was it him?
And why was it him? It's half the time it's somebody you don't even like.
Girl.
It be catch y'all, you know damn well you don't like him, sis. He looked like shocked peanut butter.
Ah!
That didn't make sense. But that's how ridiculous they look.
They look useless, sis.
They look useless. They are useless. They musty. You knew them balls was musty when you gave him head. You shouldn't even had your ass down there. Now your knees is hurting and you got arthritis from giving somebody head that didn't even have the proper respect for you to wash his balls before he showed up to your crib in an Uber because he ain't even got a car.
He has no towels.
He ain't got no towels at his crib. You let him come put his balls in your face and he didn't even bathe for you. He had no respect for your nose.
He has
no, ma'am.
He couldn't even think enough about you. Get like, babe, what kind of soap you like?
He couldn't even dove it for you. He couldn't even drink water. You up here giving somebody head off a diet of Hennessy.
Not Hennessy.
And hot wings. You about to vomit.
Not H&H.
You about to throw up, sis.
H&H.
He wants a happy hour before. You about to throw up because he came in your mouth and he ain't drank water since the Obama administration. I want y'all to do better because we've been down that road. I made the mistakes you have. I don't want you to be like me. That's it. Y'all be like, y'all older women. Somebody said this other day. You older, baby. So, okay, there are some bitter older women, but some of us have been down a road we don't want you to go down.
Please don't.
We've took the beatings. Mm-hmm. We went through all of that, so you don't have to. Please don't go through that shit. We went through it already. We ain't lying to you, girl. Same script, different cast.
That's it.
Come on.
That's really it. And even to piggyback more on that, it is nothing that y'all are doing that we ain't do and we ain't get away with. The benefit of reaching 40 now is I was stupid before there was proof. I was stupid before there was proof. Like you had to look, we grown. If you was out fighting on Friday, if you was out there getting it in, whoever went with you knew the tea. The tea went on Instagram, Twitter, and whatever. It wasn't there. You had to just been there, and then be like, "Girl, you lying." You had looking at my face. You had to have been there. See,
but you weren't there.
See, so how you know?
Honestly,
I was stupid before there was proof.
We were stupid before there was proof. I was a mom by the time Facebook came out.
Right.
I was one of the ones requesting to get our college added on. So I've been in a social media game for a minute. My son was probably one of the first babies to have a social media. It was Black Planet back in 2002. His name was BP Pimp Juice.
Leave me alone, BP Pimp Juice.
He's 21 now, if that tells you anything.
See.
So I'm just letting y'all know, us women that are a certain age, we know what it is. I know we may not be as snatched as you are now. We were there. We could tell you about how your metabolism gonna slow down, sis. We ain't, baby. We can pull up throwbacks as well. We just don't want you to make. That's my cookie crumble. Is young girls making the same mistakes that we've already made, and we told you about it.
And y'all look at us like we lying.
You think we lying? You gonna DM us soon. My worst favorite song is somebody going, "Girl, I know, baby girl, I was waiting on you at the door."
Right. Come get this pound cake and sit down and tell me what happened. Come get this pound. Matter of fact, go in the refrigerator. Go get the go get the Ciroc, the lemon Ciroc. The lemon Ciroc. Cut you a piece of pound cake. Cut you a piece of pound cake. Come in the front room and tell me all about it. Tell me all about it.
So give me three cookie crumbles of yours. Things that are crumbling that you think need to either be fixed or avoided.
Avoid people who don't know what they want.
The
second is go as hard for yourself as you push other people.
That's a big one.
And then the last one is, in the immortal words of Beyonce, always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper.
Ooh! On that note, I want to thank y'all for joining us today. First of all, Jay, tell everybody where to follow you, what you got coming up.
Man, any and everything feel like. But you can find me on Instagram at author JB Harris. That is John Paul Harris. You can find me on Elon's planet Jupiter, also known as Twitter as author JB Harris. You can also find me at The Ideal Firestarter. You can look at that through. You can find that through Google. I Breathe Fire. That's also on WordPress, also known as Jennifer Harris Breathes Fire. Also, I do. I guess you can call it writing encouragement through Come Get Your Right Life, WRITE. And also find me on TikTok at WhatJayeSaid 2.0 because they mass reported the original What Jay Said. Because I'm angry and just fighting white supremacy every day. And also those people who follow this particular program with my good sister Cookie. Also know that I do the traditional women's stories. So book 5, which is The Last One Standing, is out December the 20th. And then come next May, I'll be having my first anthology of poetry, Breathing Fire. Yeah, the work will be from 2019 to April 2019 to April 2024. It'll be 240 pieces in there.
Ooh.
So the kid is working. The kid is working.
I got work to do.
I
got a job, babe. Oh. Whatever we got going on right now, y'all, if we have to, because it's still getting nasty with COVID out here, wear your mask, wash your hands, socially distance. And when you get a free moment, please remember to clean out your dirty bag. Till next time.
Well, darling, there's only one God.